Lico3 here, and this video is going to be a two-part video. The first part, I'm going to talk about the National, just kind of a final show recap, talk about some of the people I met and such, and then the second part, I'm going to show 10 favorites from the show. So I was there from Thursday through Saturday afternoon. Definitely a lot shorter on Saturday, less pickups on Saturday as shown by the day 3 recap. But still had a lot of fun Saturday, but it was just kind of a travel day. So, as I mentioned on previous videos, this was my ninth national. I started in 2010, and the only one I missed was 2017 for a wedding. So, it is a regular event for me now, and a lot of people in the YouTube community too have been going pretty much yearly at this point. Honestly, it's always a great time, but I think there was something about this show this year. Maybe it was because it was in Chicago. There's something about Chicago. Great food, great spot for the show to be in the Rosemont Convention Center because you can walk from your hotel to the show, which is what I did through the walkway, which is just it's really cool. And of course, the people at this show was the most people from YouTube that I've seen go out to card shows, and there was meetups. I think actually the best one I saw was Dave Blue Jacket 66. So I'll post a link down to his video. He kind of it was like an hour long video, but it was a good one. He kind of recapped the entire show. So Thursday night was kind of a recap at a meetup at the Hilton, put on by Baseball Collector. I would say 30 or 40 people there. That's where I met Blue Jacket 66. I also met Snoop. He tried to offer to buy me a beer, and I was like, you don't have to do that. So he was like, come on, man, let me buy it. I was like, no, it's all right. Nate was there, Tops 85. If I don't name everybody, I'm sorry. It's hard to remember everybody. I met a channel that I've actually become a pretty big fan of. Those back pages, Eric. He was there. We were just ranting about PSA 9s. And then there was a father-son channel who they have a really big following for only being around for like a year, but it's Up North Collectors. A couple nice guys from, I believe, Michigan. And then Ron Fig, the nose ring guy who just got back into the hobby. Nice guy. Who else? Filmington, Wesker, and Jackify were Friday night at the Lowe's Hotel. And then Rated Rookie, of course, Josh. I met him last year, so this is the second time we've hung out and talked cards. Andy, so she blinded me with refractors. Nice guy, loves Oklahoma City Thunder. Caesar, of course, Pepino Man. And then Mike O, who I think I've met him. I think this is the third year that I've met up with Mike O. But all in all, great guys. Oh, and of course, Bob Lewis. He had a Tom Brady SP Authentic 2000 Raw. I think he said he pulled it back in the day, and he wanted me to look it over. And I said, it looks like a pretty good 9. And he sent it to PSA and got a 9 that next day. And of course, Baseball Collector, the one that put it on. Nice guy. I think he does a great job of bringing everybody together and creating a network of people. So, Baseball Collector, Mike's, he's definitely a cool guy. He had a couple Trout update cards, one in a 10 and one in a 6. I was going to snap the 6 out for him, but I think he just traded it in for a 10. So, that's the guys Friday night. There are definitely more. I just can't recall everybody. I tried to think off the top of my head. So, broke some packs that night. Thursday was awesome. It was just kind of fast and furious, making deals at the show. A lot of low-end rookies and raw stuff. Friday, I got more into some more expensive cards, and that was when we had the meetup at Lowe's Hotel. Great time. Not really as crazy as I thought it would be, which is good because I didn't want to feel like crap the next day. But we'll have to do the car bombs next year. But pretty cool little bar and setup. I think there's some pictures of it. So if you couldn't make it this year, next year, Atlantic City will be fun. The overall vibe of the show, going into the show, there was a little bit of tension and because of the whole Slabgate scandal going on right now. But from what I saw, I mean, if you were there, you saw the energy, the enthusiasm. The majority, almost every dealer was like positive, willing to work with you on cards. I mean, nobody was really standoffish at all from what I dealt with. That's why I was able to make so many deals. We were working together to find the right price for both of us. So, um, and of course, the show was packed. It's the most packed I've ever seen the National. It was just swamped. So, and it was also, I think it was bigger. I think they extended out and added like 50 extra tables or something from the last time it was in Chicago and I was there. So overall, show atmosphere was unbelievable. Definitely one for the ages. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to take a look at my 10 favorites from the show. It was tough to narrow these down. There was about 15 I want to put in, but I just put it down to 10. So let's flip. All right, so we'll start off with this card. So the mix on these is baseball, football, basketball, modern, and vintage. So there's pretty much everything. So this was picked up on the first day. It's the 57. I just think the eye appeal for a 3.5 is unbelievable. I know everybody thinks the copies that they pick up, oh, this is the nicest 3.5 I've ever seen, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say I thought for a 3.5 it looks really, really good. I mean, typical wear on the corners, but the centering is what kind of got me on this card, and the surface looks pretty good too. So a 3.5 SGC 57 Mantle. I mean, this was my favorite pickup from the show. Fitzgerald, this is the Contenders. You just don't see these pop up too often. There's only a 50 print run on these, so it's just rare to see one pop up. I think David Adams card roll is the one. Yeah, that's who I bought this from. So it was just kind of in their display case, marked pretty high, and I just threw out an offer, and we worked back and forth a little bit. But black ink, it does have 8.5 corner subgrade, so it does have a little wear on the corners. Will I send it to PSA? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know on that one. This is a really cool one. This is the Trout 2011 Topps Finest Refractor. It's numbered there on the top right, 549. Didn't have this one. It's in a mint 9, so of course it was. I thought it was a good price for a PSA 9 of this one. And it's got some nice shine, almost like 90s shine on that one. So the Trout. So this was the Topps Update Gold Trout in a 9. This was on the last day I picked this one up. I was stoked to be able to add this one, but didn't have this one either. So I was kind of hunting some Trout rookies in mint 9 status. That was kind of my motto for the show. I was out looking for 9s. Here's another 9. Fitzgerald. This is like it's an amazing card. It doesn't get quite the attention or hobby love that the Contenders does, and I think most of the cards have trickled off of the Tom Brady, which sells for a ton. I think it's kind of brought the prices up of all the other Contenders rookie tickets. But this is the SPX out of 100 in a mint 9, very sensitive set. I'd say tougher than Contenders for sure. So stoked with that one. Here's a Beckett one. So Peyton Manning. This is just the Future Watch base out of 2000. This was on the last day too. Some company from Pittsburgh had this one, and we were able to work out a deal, which is always nice. And that one is factory stamped, not hand numbered. One of the more expensive pickups, and it's because it is LeBron and it's a PSA 10. It's the Finest 2003, and I just think this set can be pretty tricky with the red right here. I have a couple copies of this, I think in Beckett 9, and they're just shipped up. So this one's pretty much perfect. So it's the Finest base. There's a refractor one too, and I believe X-Fractor, but it's got a cool photo. Kind of more of an investment card since it's a 10, but it kind of matched the characteristics that I was looking for a 10 to have. Like if there was like a soft white corner, I wouldn't have bought it because that looks like a 9 to me. So it looks like a 10, presents that way, so I went ahead and got it. Soto, how many have I looked at already? Okay, 3 left. So this was the refractor, and this was from the same guy. I bought one raw on Thursday, I think, and then bought this graded on Friday. This is $4.99. I mean, that's a 17-year-old Soto. He looks really young, but Mint 9 refractor. I think I like the base and the refractor, and of course the golds and oranges, but those are my favorite of the prospect autos. But this one looks good. Mint 9. Check for chipping on the back bottom. Doesn't really have it, so stoked with this one. And then here's another SGC. This is another Peyton Manning. So Peyton's in here twice. This was, I think, Friday morning, and it's just got that little surface imperfection there. The corners are pretty sharp. Looks actually pretty good in this holder, kind of like the SGC. But this is the Topps autograph. I mean, these were tough pulls back in the day. It's on card. It's kind of a cool photo too of holding up the jersey at the draft. So a mint 9 of that one, and then the last card of this showcase is this Tom Brady. So can't remember the exact price on this one, but I know it was a decent deal. It's out of 1325. It's the Donruss, which isn't as highly sought after as like the rookies and stars, but I think it's a similar card. It's got a little higher print run, 1325 compared to 1000. Cool photo though, Donruss. Doesn't say rated rookie, but it does say rookie, and that one is a mint 9. I don't think, yeah, it doesn't have subgrade, so it's just the option you can have not to have subgrade. So those are kind of my 10 favorites. There were some others I wanted to include in here, but I just picked 10. So that's the final video I'll do on the National, but it was fun.